What's up YouTube? Today I'm here with one of my dogs. Her name is Pixie. She's a Jack Russell Cross Shih Tzu. So yeah. And I'm here today to tell you how to correctly health check your dog at home. If you don't want to go and see your veterinarian for a checkup, because it costs money. So yeah, but I would definitely instead of stopping to take your dog to vets, I would still take your dog to the vet. So what I'm going to show you is something that we call in animal care a head to tail check. Now, head to tail is basically working your way from the head all the way down the body, the legs, and then finally the tail. So the reason why we do this is that we don't want, we don't want any cross contamination from starting from the tail and then working to the head. Yeah. So I'm going to start with the nose, and that needs to be all nice and moist. Not too wet though, and certainly not too dry. Here you go. You need to make sure there's no discharge coming from the nasal cavities. So yeah, her nose is in good condition. Now I'm going to check the eyes, and I'm looking for in the eyes any indication of cataracts. Now cataracts, for you guys who don't actually know, is our term it's a veterinary or medical term for blindness. So you just have to make sure there's no cloudiness in the eyes, any redness, any horrible discharge that you don't want coming from the eyes. But her eyes look bright, they're alert, they're dilating fine. And then we go to the mouth. Now with Pixie, she doesn't really like her mouth being checked, but I'm going to have to check it anyway. So what you do is open the mouth, making sure all the teeth are intact. Now, dogs have incisors at the front of their teeth, like most animals, and then they've got canines, premolars, and then they've got the molars at the back. Now, I've had some cases where some dogs have to have their teeth removed, like Honey for instance, which you may see in another video. She's had to have pretty much most of her incisors at the top roof, her top dental set had to be removed. But don't worry, I didn't do it. A vet did. Now I'm going to check the ears next after that. Now you may be questioning, why are you sniffing your dog's ears? That is a very good question. Now, if you are smelling some sort of nasty smell coming from your dog's ears, it may be an indication that it's good girl. Maybe an indication of an infection or some sort of parasite. It could be an endoparasite or an extoparasite, and I'll get onto those later. Now I'm going to check the other ear done. Yep, all smell fine, normal, no build up of wax, which is what we are looking for. Now from the head I'm going to run my hands down her neck, and I'm just feeling for any lumps, bumps, cuts or wounds, or any discharge. Yeah, her neck's fine, and then from her neck I'm going to go down to where her shoulder blades are, scapula, and here is the scapula, and going down her legs. Good girl. Okay, now her other leg. Good girl. You molt very easily. So with her front legs now done, I'm going to move down to her rib cage, which is right here, and her vertebrae down, making sure nothing's sticking out like it shouldn't be, which her rib cage is fine. Can you stand up for me? Stand up. Good girl. Now with her, she's relatively skinny anyway because the amount of exercise she gets a hell of a lot more exercise because she's still the age of a puppy. Now I'm just going to go down here with back legs now. Yeah, her other leg. Yeah. Now her body has now been checked over. I'm going to go to her genitals, which I know some people may think, ugh, why are you checking genitals? It's because she's not physically been neutered. She's not been neutered at all. So she's still a full dog. So you lift up the tail, and yep, seems fine. Her tail also has a bit of a kink in there, probably like metabolic bone disease, something like that. But yeah, seems to do her no harm at all. Sit, Pixie, sit, sit, hey, sit. No, okay. Yeah, she doesn't want to sit today. Now, most of you probably won't actually have one of these laying around your home. This piece of equipment is called a stethoscope, and I use it to check the heartbeat and the lung sounds of my dogs. So I'm going to just put them in now, and yeah, it still works. Now, the heart on a dog, I normally go just below or behind the right foreleg. So just put that there. Fantastic. Lung sounds. Fantastic. Now, with there's a point of maths in here. So with a heart rate, you basically count the heart rate for 15 seconds and times that by 4. That will give you the heart rate of your animal, which is a lot easier with a dog because they're calm, most of them are calm. But if you're doing it with a rabbit, then you've got no chance. Sorry, you've got no chance because it's beating quite fast because they're a prey animal. These are predators. Sit. Dylan, sit. No? You don't want to sit? Yeah? Okay. And so the heart rate and the lung rate, the breathing rate or respiration, basically we've got a term, well, yeah, the way I've been taught, I've got a term of TPR, which is temperature, pulse, respiration. Now temperature, for a human, is in the mouth. Not for an animal. What you have to do for an animal, which I'm not going to do on camera, sorry, do that later. Basically, you have to put into the rectum, which is the anus, and yeah, so I'm not going to do it on here now, but nice little scratch, is it? Oh, yeah. Nice scratch on her neck there. But yeah, in all fairness, she's a nice, happy, healthy dog. Yes, if you have any queries, questions, or comments and concerns, then about your health of your animal, it doesn't have to be a dog, it could be a cat or rabbit, guinea pig, hamster, rat, whatever, then I would severely suggest you seek medical advice from your veterinarian, where you can physically get the help that you need. Where yeah, just, you don't really want to be I don't know anymore, but yeah, if you do, then seek medical advice from your veterinarian, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and this is going to be the first video that's been going to be put out on Off the Box, first ever video. So please do subscribe to this channel, and you can follow us for more. Obviously I would have my friend standing next to me, but he isn't here right now, but I will be doing videos with him, whether if it's sorry, yeah, you would be doing us a very big favour, whether if it's just subscribing, and then yeah. Thanks. Put you down now.